morning, everybody. It is Dr. Fantastic on Easter Sunday. I've hit the road. I'm driving through Palm Springs. Let me see if I can turn this camera around for you. It is a really amazing view. I'm not sure if this flips around or not. Did it do it?
Good morning, everybody. It is Dr. Fantastic here.
Now I'm watching myself.
It is on Easter Sunday.
See, this doesn't count because I'm a few minutes early. What did it say there? I can't read the dang thing. Should be doing this while you're driving. Are you sure you want to stop recording? No, I don't want to stop recording. So I guess it didn't flip the camera around. Oh, maybe this is the camera around. Flip around. There we go. So that's a beautiful. I think that's Mount Shasta. I'm gonna guess it's Mount Shasta. And there is a lot of nice wind vanes, wind generators, electrical generators. So I'm gonna let you watch the view while I open up the show. Welcome again to Fantastic Interviews. It turns out I left on March 18th for my road trip, and now I'm back on the road, almost 6 days short of a month. Had a fantastic time. This is my 10th episode, everybody. The question is, am I recording still? Let me see here. It looks like I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm recording. So, episode 10. Yesterday, I spent the day watching some really fun movies. And as I'm watching them, I'm really hoping a lot of people relaxed, took the day off, and watched the movies. The first movie I watched was The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Humphrey Bogart. Jeez. And it is a fantastic film, but it really made me sick to my stomach, the character that he portrayed. It's the epitome of the opposite of being fantastic. It was the epitome of being greed. Boy, was he a greedy son of a bitch, and a paranoid son of a bitch, and a selfish son of a bitch. It was everything that I am against and the Be Fantastic movement is against. The greed, the selfishness. Oh my gosh. It was the epitome of Dr. Greed. So that was that was a bummer to watch that. But it was a fantastic film. I mean, it really tells you what you don't want to be in life. As everyone knows, he was a gold miner, and he thought everyone was out to get him, steal his gold, stab him in the back, what have you. So, the next film I was really hoping everyone was going to watch was The Wizard of Oz. What a fun film to watch. And it was made 80 years ago. That's the most amazing thing. That film was made 80 years ago. So that was, I was really hoping people were watching it. So, what's the deal here? I'm hoping this is working. It's still only 11:59. I guess I can stop and redo it. Let me see here. Because it's not coming up on my secondary phone here. It says it's recording, so it says I'm live. I'm live for 4 minutes. Okay, so let's just keep showing the road while I hate on everything. It's Easter Sunday. I'm on the road. I've taken some fantastic pictures. What's going on there? My cameras are malfunctioning. What do I want to talk about today? If you want to call in, if you'd like to call in, please call 310-913-5533. That's the... Oh, there it is, live. Okay, I'm live. Oh, technology, you gotta love it. 310-913-5533 is the call-in number. That'll go through my speakers in my car here. I'm in Palm Springs, California. Beautiful mountains. I don't know if you've ever gone up the top of that mountain, but it is got a cable car that is quite scary. It's not for the faint of heart. So I'm hoping that I get some calls. I left early this morning from Prescott, and I'll see where I end up. Got a couple choices. I'm not sure yet where, but we'll see what happens. Let me see if I'm live. Supposedly I'm live. I might have to do another call in. Yesterday I had a nice, for the first time, and it is a Zoom Easter happening today. That people are typically had a phone call and said Happy Easter to the family, and they're scattered around England, California. He's living, and it's gonna get a little bit worse still, I think. Hopefully not, but we have to make the best of it. So, sign up for Zoom. It's free. It's kind of cool. So it looks like I'm going from a very sunny spot right now to a very cloudy spot. I think someone said cloudy. Oh, by the way, because I'm on the road, you're going to have to apologize for any kind of technical difficulties. I'll do the best I can. Anybody wants to send a chat, I can still probably be able to get it while I'm driving. It's been in Arizona. I went through Skull Valley and then Peoples Valley. Stopped for gas, got it for $1.99. I can't tell you, I can't remember the time I paid $1.99 for gas. And I drove for a long time without seeing any other cars. Of course, it would still, on an ordinary Easter Sunday, it would have been, quiet, but this is an extraordinary Easter Sunday. So if you're just tuning in, because the show was supposed to start at noon, but I always start early, because I'm an early bird. There's I'd love for you to call me at 310-913-5533 with any questions you might have. Love to have a chat with you. I'd love to answer your questions. Love to give you some advice. My goal, as you might have heard, is to travel around the world at this point in my life and motivate children, motivate people, meet new people, continue with fantastic interviews by interviewing fantastic people in all parts of the world. So we'll see what happens with that. If you don't have a goal, how can you accomplish it? I always tell people have little goals. Now is a great time to chase your goal because you're sequestered, you're quarantined, you're told to stay at home. Get out that computer, or even if you're on your phone, and go to YouTube and type in anything you want to type. And there are things to learn. So many things. I think it's really easy to learn from YouTube. For instance, I was going to take my Class 2 license. So I went online and I studied for Class 2 licenses. And they have for everything. You want to be a captain, you can take fake captain tests, fake, even regular driving license tests. And it really is helpful. And of course, now the children are using the internet for education, which is fantastic. I'm hoping at the end of all this, people learn that staying home is a better thing if they can still make money staying at home. I think kids can learn faster on their own than in a class, in my opinion. So this is episode 10. I'm on the road, looking to chat with people. I might have to make some phone calls here so I get some questions. Let me see here. Latino I talked to already. Schaefer. Jeffrey Montano. Tony Amish. I'll just enjoy the road for a bit while let's just talk about advice again. Every day I talk about advice every day, and it's good advice. One of the pieces of advice is to look at the positive side of everything in life. Right now, families are getting together, like my friend with his Zoom Easter call. Communities are coming together. People are being kind, and they're helping one another out. That's fantastic. Can't ignore that. Of course, it is Easter Sunday. It shouldn't be disturbing anybody on Easter Sunday. So I won't call anybody. How's that sound? I'll just keep rambling and tell you my feelings on what you should and shouldn't do. Now, one of the things that you hear a lot of is social distancing. I totally disagree with that. Socially closer today than ever before, and we should be physically distant. So whoever came up with social distancing, it was incorrect. It's physical distancing that we need to do. And because we don't know how to measure 6 feet, I noticed at the supermarket they have markers every 6 feet. Wait here. Like you don't know what 6 feet is. When I left LA, I was at the DMV, and it was hilarious to see all the chairs 6 feet apart. Because typically when you go to the DMV, it's extremely crowded, a long ass wait, and a lot of people. But they were all 6 feet apart, and they're stood in line outside 6 feet apart on their own with no markers. And this one lady, as we were starting to move, she must have looked down on her phone or whatever, and she bumped into me. And it was like, it startled me and it startled her. And of course, that's not social distancing, bumping into people. So that was pretty funny. You actually can call the 310 number, 310-913-5533. And let's have a little chat. You know what? I'm going to call Paul, because Paul's always fun to talk to. Let's see what happens with Paul.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, my friend.
What are you doing, brother?
I am, well, you are live on my show right now. I'm driving. I'm in Palm Springs.
I'm live.
You're live
Hey.
in living color.
Everybody, happy, fantastic Easter.
Yeah, I'm in Palm Springs. I was driving.
Nice.
I was driving 76 miles an hour, a lot slower than you drive, and a highway patrol passed. And a highway patrol passed me. I'm thinking, that's fantastic.
That's classic, is what that is. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is an amazing day. This is a great day for everybody to come together. Even though we can't be together, we can still be together.
I don't know
and celebrate.
Indeed. I don't know if I told you this, and I just told the audience a minute ago, but they came up with this phrase, social distancing. That's completely wrong, erroneous. It should be physical distancing, because we certainly don't want to be socially distant from anybody.
Exactly.
We want to be physically distant, at a minimum of 6 feet during this crisis.
Well said.
Thank you for that. Now, my friend was telling me he's in Boston, and he's got a daughter in California and a son in England, and other family members. They're doing their first Zoom Easter.
Love it.
Isn't that great?
Improvise and overcome.
Well, here's
That's
the
the
thing.
Jetsons. All we are is the Jetsons now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this is really bringing people together. The family's obviously sequestered, quarantined, so they're all together. But now, if you're distant, you can still, without the technology that we have, come together.
Well, you suffered polio and measles and chickenpox. All these things. This isn't new to anybody, especially if you're 40, 50, 60 years old. The thing is, that did happen because our planet is sterilized with computers and cell phones. Hell, people just about get run over crossing the street by looking at their phone and never even look up if cars are coming. Bottom line is, and then texting made a cult society. Now everybody is locked in their house. The kids are home, parents are home, husbands are home. Families are more together than they've ever been. I can't even remember back. I remember back in the day, because I grew up Catholic in Oklahoma in the Bible Belt. Sunday, everybody got up, had Easter breakfast, and went to church, and they prayed and did all these wonderful things and stayed together. Easter egg hunts, everybody had a blast. It was amazing. And so one of the big things is that now community is coming back. We're now starting to get a little, as far as inside our family, getting together the old family values that the kids these days have never had or never been around, because when they were born, families are busy. People, especially if it's younger than 15 years old, they're so not used to the whole family being together for long periods of time. So I believe there's some very positive things happening from this, and that's bringing families back together if they utilize it properly.
And you're seeing the good of people, even though I don't like that word, but you're seeing the kindness of people helping their neighbors, and doing extraordinary things, and sometimes dying for it. And I've seen stories about that, which is kind of sad, but they're doing something that they love to do. And that's, whether you die from it or you're happy from it, that's all life should be about. Be doing something that you love to do.
Absolutely. Everybody around the world, I want to share somebody with y'all, for everybody that knows who I am or who doesn't know. Now you get to kind of get a Marcelle Lemaster, Navy veteran. She's my fiance. I work here in St. Pete. I just arrived here yesterday after a horrific trip. Marcelle, say hi to Monty Cook. He's just an amazing hero around the world for the military, for people in general. And tell her a little bit about yourself and say hi to Marcelle.
Hi, Monty. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. What a beautiful name you have.
Thank you very much.
Well, what heritage are you? Are you French?
I am French.
You're French?
Yeah.
Très bien.
Nice.
Impeccable. Magnifique.
Parlez-vous français?
I always tell, and Paul didn't listen to me before, but I always tell people never marry or be with an American. French are much better.
Well, you know me, I've gone international, from Cherokee Indian to Persian to French, which that's what I hail from. Paget is French.
Oh, that's right.
It only got hit.
That's right.
Staten Island, they turned it into Paget and turned us into a bunch of Hicks in Oklahoma and Tennessee. So, and I'm more French. So yeah. Anyway, so now we
Marcelle,
got two Frenchies in the house.
Let me give Marcelle the quick elevator pitch. Marcelle, how are you today?
I am amazing. I just made us some French toast, scrambled eggs, watermelon, mimosa.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. Amazing is a very nice thing to be. Wonderful is nice. Incredible is nice. Good is horrible. But I want you to do an experiment for me. You just told me you're amazing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I want you to say with great vigor, with great passion and excitement, say, I am fantastic.
I am fantastic.
Do you feel the difference?
Let me teach you what let me teach what the flow is, Monty. I am fan-fucking-tastic.
Well, no. I gotta start her out slow, Paul. She's a novice.
Here we go.
Wait a minute. That's the professional level. She's not ready for that quite yet. Give her a couple minutes. So Marcelle, I'll tell you something real quick. And this is not just for you, but it's for the listening audience. And the ones that have been following my movement for the last couple of years have heard it 1,000 times, but it never hurts repeating. Marcelle, you've been asked, how are you every day of your entire life, correct?
Yeah.
And every day you hopefully say amazing, or good, or okay, or fine, or well, or so-so, or can't complain, or not bad, or not too bad, or incredible. There's lots of different answers. And amazing is a nice answer, but here's the trick, Marcelle. It doesn't make you smile saying amazing or any of those other answers. The smile releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin in your brain that make you feel fantastic, and the smile makes you look fantastic. And every time you smile or laugh, science says, not Dr. Fantastic, science says that you live 5 minutes longer. Do you know why?
Yes, I actually do know why.
Why?
Because of the serotonin levels, they go up.
Right.
So it's a natural high.
But what's the result from those levels going up?
a longer, happier life.
And you know why?
And we live.
Let me tell you, you still didn't answer why, but here's why. Here's why. It reduces the smile and the endorphins and all those good things that we're talking about, reduces your stress level. When you reduce your stress, you get healthier, and you literally live longer, and the science says by 5 minutes every time you smile. So I'm known as Dr. Fantastic, and I have created the Be Fantastic movement. Now Paul knows about this, but you don't, and Paul should have shared it with you, but it's okay. He had other things to do. The Be Fantastic movement is about pollinating positivity and cultivating civility, being kind to one another, being considerate and friendly and polite and civil, and lots of other things. But because this world, the overcrowdedness, if you ever watch my animated opening for my show here, you'll see that because of the overcrowdedness of the world, we live in a greedy, selfish, litigious society. And it's because of the money. And this thing we're under quarantine because the COVID-19 is a result of greed. Because the Chinese love killing wild animals like bats that shouldn't be in our civilization and chopping them up in what's called wet markets. And these wet markets are all about money. It's all they are. They're not about feeding the population. They're all about charging exorbitant prices for very bizarre animals. And that bat, or whatever it was, maybe it was another animal, brought a virus into our civilization, and that's caused this global pandemic. That's the greed part, and there's many other things like greed. Like I watched, Paul, you've seen it. Most everyone's seen it. Excuse me. The Treasure of Sierra Madre.
Of course.
That was on yesterday on Turner Classic Movies, and Humphrey Bogart plays the most greedy, selfish, paranoid person on the planet. The total opposite of a fantastic person. I mean, it may be. I'm shouting here. I don't know why I'm shouting. Let me have some Via drink. My sponsor of these shows is called Via. Excuse me.
Hey, Monty.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Before I die here.
She just finished cooking our Easter brunch, and it's hot. And we love everybody, but this is our first Easter together.
Oh my goodness!
And
I apologize.
Yesterday, no, it's all good. No. We're about the fantastic movement. So
Fucking fantastic.
No, Marcel, that's wrong. That you just cussed. It's fan-fucking-tastic. That's why it's not a cuss.
Yeah, you can't use. You gotta use it as an adjective. No, say fuck on the front.
I'm sorry.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
No.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Okay, now in closing, I want you guys to both look in each other's eyes. Look in each other's eyes right now.
We are.
And say fan-fucking-tastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Doesn't that feel great?
Hey, we love everybody out there. Everybody have a blessed Easter. We're at our St. Pete house in Florida. Monty, I'll be back on Tuesday. Everybody have a beautiful day. Reach out to somebody and tell them you love them and miss them. And I'll talk to you soon, Monty. Looking forward to the rest of the week and some more stuff.
Have a fantastic Easter, my friend. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Happy Easter. Fantastic.
Bye-bye. Well, that was fun. Hope you enjoyed that. I left beautiful, sunny Prescott. Man, see, I have to take my sponsor's drink down. A lot of great flavors. This one's lemon. It's caffeinated sparkling water. No calories. Did you see that? I just licked. No calories. I don't know why I feel I have to scream. That's not too good. So I've left, like I say, sunshine and now in clouds. And it's starting to sprinkle, so it's a lousy weather in Los Angeles, I guess. But anyway, my wife does not like rain, and the way I see it, you have to accept every day for what it is. You can't change the weather. So certainly don't let it depress you. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it make you feel sad. You have to, every day on the top side of the grass is a fantastic day. You have to know it's fantastic. You have to make it fantastic. Now, well, that's one of my sayings is no one's going to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. And you have to know that you come first. A lot of people say, no, my family comes first. Or my husband or wife comes first. Well, no. Think of it this way. If you can't be happy, how can you make them happy? If you've been on an airplane, and Paul just was on an airplane to fly to Florida yesterday, they say when the oxygen mask drops, put it on first. That's an analogy for life. You come first. And when you come first, you can make everyone else happy. And it's all about being happy. You know, everyone's saying Happy Easter today. Every day should be a happy day. Every day should be a fantastic day. That's my mission, to make the world a fantastic place to share with one another. Share. Be kind. Be considerate. Call Dr. Fantastic, 310-913-5533. That was a fantastic call. I interrupted their brunch. I was going to stop at a buddy's place, an old high school buddy in Palm Springs, but I guess it's not the time to be visiting people. Not only because it's the COVID-19 problem, but because it's Easter Sunday. The Pope has been doing his speeches all by himself. But he's happy because he believes it's bringing more people back to the church. And some people need church. Some people believe in all those kind of things. I think if you believe in yourself, that's the most important thing. But be happy. Here's the secret to happiness. I'll give you the secret to happiness. I'm going to try to attain this. By the way, 77 miles to Los Angeles. The secret to being happy is when you jump out of bed in the morning. Because if you jump out of bed in the morning, it means you're going to look forward to your day. And when you look forward to your day, you're going to have fun doing whatever that is. When you have fun, you're going to do it well. And when you do it well, you get paid by it. But too many people are doing things just for money. Because they have to, just to survive. And that's not necessarily happiness. Some people love making money. All they care about is money. Met a guy day before yesterday on one of my walks. Guy was 76 years old. Turns out he was the owner of the biggest real estate company in the area. And he's driving around by himself, checking up on all his listings that they have in a brochure in the box. Obviously, the guy's got more money than you ever need to spend. He probably couldn't spend the money he has for his life and his kid's life, but he enjoys doing what he's doing, driving around checking on his real estate boxes. That's what it's all about. I'm sure he's not saying, "Oh, I got to do this." I'm sure he's saying, "I love doing this," because he's seen all his empire out there. So, I think I covered earlier, unless you tuned in just now, what to do. Watch some fantastic movies. Do not watch Treasure of Sierra Madre unless you want to be reminded on how greedy some people can be in life. Man, greed, selfishness, litigiousness, it's just got to stop. And this terrible calamity, this global pandemic, I think is going to curb it a bit. I think if people are going to see maybe the value of their lives, they're going to take a step back and see what was important. Because I was thinking, I was going to have one of my billionaire friends call in today, and I was thinking, this guy has a couple planes, 16 mansions, a yacht, can do anything he wants to do and go anywhere he wants to go. But he can't. So there's nothing to do. You know, you just can't. A lot of airports are closed. So, and then if electricity goes out, if the electricity were to go out, like from a solar flare, or we're all back to square one. We're all just as poor as the next person. Money won't mean anything at that point. So think about that. Money will not be worth anything. Water is going to be the resource you're going to want. And hopefully a lot of people are converting to solar, and that'll keep the fridge running. I remember when I was living on my yacht, in the neighborhood that had a lot of electrical problems in the marina, and it would go out. Electricity would go out. And I always laugh. I just went and turned on the generator, and I had television and the fridge and everything working. So you need to rely on yourself, and that's putting in solar, putting in a wind vane, buying a what do you call that? Desalinator. If you're near a body of water like the ocean, you can make your own fresh water with a hand pump desalinator. We have too many people on the planet. A cataclysmic event right now would be terrible. That's why a lot of people are saying that the Agenda 21, the Georgia Guidestones, and they're calling for a reduction in the population down to 500 million. And as you know, if you've been looking on the internet, there's a lot of conspiracy theories saying that COVID, 5G are designed to do just that. I don't believe it. My friend called me today and said if the mayor of New York were to turn off 5G for 3 weeks and saw the reduction in coronavirus, it would prove that 5G is harming us. Well, I've talked to a lot of smart people that say 5G is not, although it's still up in the air. And there's 400 scientists that are calling for it to be shut off. But here's the thing. If coronavirus stems and goes down, then the theory of 5G goes out the window. Because if 5G really was doing it, causing it, or making it worse, then it would just keep continuing. One other point. A lot of people are saying, well, we've ruined the global economy for, let's say, 100,000 people dying. Here's what you really got to consider. It's not the number. That number would be millions right now, many millions. And of course, if you look at some of the numbers, 30,000 people a day die from starvation. So since the beginning of COVID, a couple million people have died from starvation. But that's not in the news. That's just a natural occurrence in our society, as is coronary heart disease, and all kinds of different things that we die from in the thousands every day. Had the governments of the world not mandated us, forced us, and in China they actually welded people's doors shut in China, and their gates closed so they couldn't get out. So had that not occurred, we would have had like a 1918 or maybe even worse, a bubonic type of situation where tens of millions of people would die. And there's still people that aren't believing, that are going out there and doing the wrong thing. Yesterday, someone got 1,000. If everyone did that, it would be a horrific situation. So listen to your governments. They sometimes are doing a bad thing, but it's a good thing. I mean, nobody wants to be sequestered. Nobody wants to lose their job. But we do want to be alive. All their money, their hundreds of millions. Kobe would trade all his hundreds of millions of dollars to be alive today. Guaranteed. No question. So to be alive, to be on the top side of the grass is a fantastic thing. I want you all to join the movement. Call me every once in a while if you want advice. I've got a great section on the site and on the app, the Be Fantastic app, called Ask Dr. Fantastic Anything. It's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you join the movement. Let's stop being greedy and selfish and litigious. Be kind to one another. Be considerate and friendly and polite. And have a fantastic Easter, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.